Chancellor. It's my pleasure to present to you Dr. Mark Kermode, the nation's best-known film critic and distinguished presenter, writer and musician. Born in Barnet, North London, Mark began his career as a journalist, writing for Manchester's City Life magazine, whilst reading English at the University of Manchester. After successfully completing his PhD in horror fiction in 1988, Mark continued his career in journalism, writing for distinguished magazines and newspapers, including Time Out, NME, and The Independent. Mark's radio broadcasting career commenced in 1993, when he began hosting the regular BBC Radio 1 show, Cult Film Corner. Mark quickly became a hit with the listeners and soon started broadcasting on Simon Mayo's BBC Radio 1 morning show, as well as hosting a film review show with Mary Ann Hobbs. Since 2001, Mark has been working alongside Simon Mayo on the BBC's flagship film programme, Kermode and Mayo's Film Review. The BBC Radio 5 live programme has been commended for its outspoken and witty style, so much so that it's been coined with its own description of wit-attainment. The podcast of the show boasts over 2 million listeners every month. The programme was awarded the prestigious Gold Speech Award at the 2009 Sony Radio Academy Awards, and Mark was awarded the Best Specialist Contributor of the Year at the 2010 Awards. Mark also hosts a twice-weekly video blog and podcast for BBC Radio 2. As a broadcaster, Mark has written and presented documentaries for the BBC and Channel 4, and he's also a distinguished author. His book, Hatchet Job, Love Movies, Hate Critics, was a bestseller and highly rated, especially by Stephen Fry, who commented, "The finest film critic in Britain at the absolute top of his form." Mark is a patron of the charitable trust of the Phoenix Cinema in North London, his favourite cinema from his early childhood in East Finchley. The trust promotes film culture to the local community and preserves the building, which is one of the country's longest operating purpose-built cinemas, opening in 1912. Mark was also appointed an Island of Culture patron by the Isle of Man Arts Council in 2013. Mark is also a skilled musician and plays bass in the skiffle band The Dodge Brothers. Their second CD, The Sunset, was recorded in the infamous Sun Studios, where Elvis Presley made his first albums. Mark lives in the New Forest with his wife, Linda Ruth Williams, a professor at the University of Southampton and a world-renowned author in her own right, and their 2 children. Together, they curate the Shetland Film Festival and regular seasons at the British Film Institute. Chancellor, I present to you Mark Kermode for the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
Thank you very much. Alan Titchmarsh just told me his dad made him a double bass out of a broomstick and a tea chest, which is great because there are very few skiffle bassists in the country. I'll be quite quick. The first thing I want to say is it's a great privilege to share the stage with Greg, and he spoke so brilliantly about the important work that he's done. I'm a film critic, which is really kind of quite a frivolous occupation. So the first thing I want to say is congratulations to everyone who's graduating today. I had a look down the list of subjects, and it's engineering and accounting and business and sport and construction. And these are all really useful and important trades about which I know nothing at all. And so every single one of you is far, far more qualified than I will ever be. And I'm in awe of what you've managed to do. And congratulations, and I hope you enjoy this very important day. Second thing to say is I'm very grateful for this honour, not least because Simon Mayo, who I do a radio show with, has an honorary D.Lit from his university, and it's been needling me for ages that I don't have one, so now I kind of feel that the scales have finally been balanced. I was really lucky. I went to Manchester University in the 1980s, and I did an undergraduate, and then I did a PhD, and I did it in English, and I've never been vocationally drawn to English. A lot of the subjects that you're graduating today are vocational subjects. English didn't seem to be that. But the most important thing about it was the privilege of being able to learn, the privilege of being able to be in an institution in which I was able to study. And that is something which carries on for the whole of the rest of your life. It was mentioned earlier on about the fact that you've all become part of this family of people that you're graduating with. It's certainly true that all the people that I graduated with from Manchester University still feel drawn to that university. And it is something to be appreciated. Education is a wonderful thing. It is a great privilege, and it's fantastic that you've all managed to do so well. I also think that people have to work a lot harder now than we ever did. I actually wouldn't get into university anymore with the qualifications that I had. And you hear all the time on the news about, things are getting easy. They're not. People work really, really hard for their qualifications, and I have nothing but admiration for anyone who manages to do that. When I was a kid, my father gave me 2 pieces of advice. He said, you need to stop watching all those silly films, and you need to learn to speak properly. And I think it was a subject of some disappointment to him that I ended up being somebody who professionally spoke about silly films on the radio for a living. But I was really lucky, because when I left Manchester University, there was a magazine called City Life, which was a workers' co-op magazine, and they had a kind of open door policy. They would take anyone, and basically if you were sort of stroppy enough to go through the front door, they would end up giving you a job. I think it is much more difficult now to just walk into a job. And qualifications in whichever subject are really important, and there's something that you will continue to get for the rest of your life, and something you will continue to be proud of for the rest of your life. Continuing to learn, continuing to expand your mind is a really, really wonderful thing. I have been really privileged to have been in the education system, and when I look out now at everyone who's come this far, I'm convinced that the future is in very good hands indeed. The only advice I'd give you professionally is a piece of advice I was given by a colleague of mine called Alan Jones, who said, make your obsession your profession. Work in the area that you're obsessed by. Find the thing that you want to do and do it to the best of your ability, whether it's something that has really serious social concerns or whether it's something as frivolous as film criticism. In the end, that's the only advice I can give. And to say once again, thank you so much for conferring this honor upon me. I'm really glad to get the chance to wear this robe, which is just fantastic. I don't often do red. And to say again, congratulations to all of you. This is your day, and this is what a fantastic building to be graduating in. So congratulations, have a wonderful time, and thank you very much.